Hello and welcome to the Yarnings Podcast. I'm Christine and I'll be your host. This is episode 108, I think. It is May 20th, and here in Vancouver, Washington, it is a nice, sunshiny, with some clouds day. It is currently 66 degrees. It was cloudy when we drove to brunch this morning, and then by the time we were sitting there, the sun had come out and people were sitting on the porch eating. So it was a nice morning for brunch, and it's been a few hours since that, so I can see the sun filtering through the trees outside. I had some reports that my video last time was a little quiet, so I have tried angling my iPod so that it is a little closer, my iPad, so it's a little closer to my face. So hopefully that will make the difference. It is the middle, I'd like to say it's still the middle of May. It's 20th. And I am prepping for June because June is when I go on my big trip to Minnesota and Illinois. So I'm getting things together for that, trying to reassess all of the things that I normally plan for that trip with my new physical constraints in mind, bringing my wheelchair, my new attire needs with my braces and compression socks and all that kind of stuff. So I am just trying to figure all that kind of stuff out, and then with all the other busy stuff that normally goes on in my life. So things are moving along. I have some things to show you today. I am sitting here knitting while I'm talking to you, thinking maybe I'll get to the end of this row so that I can hold it up, even though it's on a short needle, so holding it up will be a little hard anyhow, but I'm going to put this down and show you my finished object first anyhow. So, last time I showed you that I was getting awfully close on my remix lace tunic, and on a couple days ago I bound off. So it's actually not finished, but the knitting on it is done. I'm still going to be doing some ruching and some embroidery. So this is what it looks like, and let's see, it goes all the way down to the bottom. So I bound off and just did a very simple couple rows of garter, and when I block it out, they will point with the pattern of the leaves. So that's going to look really nice. I did it just in a single color, so I'd been doing the alternate color on the edge, but I just did it in just the main base color, and I think that's just fine. That just ties it together nicely, especially since it only started that color at the armhole anyhow. So I think this is going to be lovely, and I'm really excited to do the embroidery. I have a book that had some suggestions on how to do some of that kind of stuff, and I'm going to just freehand it. We shall see how that goes. This is not something I've tried before, but I'm hoping for some kind of a leaf that looks like that. This shape on a long vine coming down from the shoulder into the clavicle area. That's my thought, at least. So I am excited to actually wear this. It's going to be a little warm for it this week, I think, the days that I'm going to be out. It is heavy because the Barocco remix that I knit it out of is a recycled, I'm pulling it up on my laptop, which is here. It's an Aran weight, 30% nylon, 27% cotton, 24% acrylic, 10% silk, 9% linen. So it's a hodgepodge of a lot of different things. Made from 100% recycled fiber. I mean, it's light. It's not like it's alpaca and it's going to be rough and keep in the warmth, but I don't know. It's still got a heft to it with the amount of it that I used, which is, how many skeins did I have? I had 6 skeins and I've used almost all of it. So there are 600 grams. Wow. Brain thinking. So, yeah. Excited about that. I do not know what my next garment that I'm going to cast on is. I need to think about that in terms of what I actually want to be working on while I'm on my trip, because whatever I cast on now is probably going to go along with me. So that's definitely a consideration. Should be something probably not the most epic that I have to have 3 million piles of things to bring with me. Or I could cast on something that is going to stay here and not go on my trip. That's also an option. But we are less than a month out, so the speed that I've been knitting lately probably doesn't allow me to knit something in between. Maybe if I only knit on something, if I knit on something smaller and only knit on that, but I know that I have a lot of other things going on between now and then. I had considered making a baby sweater for a niece that is coming up with a baby, with a birthday, and that might be a little above and beyond considering how many things I have going on, but that would probably, I could probably get out a baby size sweater pretty quick. So I might touch base with her mom and see what size she is going to be, and I can always buy something if I don't get to making her something. But her birthday is coming up real quick here, so we shall see. So that was the finished object. I also have, I'm so close to being done with this this row here. I also have a pair of socks on the needle. My on plummy, whatever my pun on the banks of Plum River are. On the I can't even get my pun. On plummy blank socks. These are my sock blank socks from Marigold Jen that I got the sock blank last year, and they are knitting up just so lovely. And I put on some more work on them this week on bus riding and here and there. And then the thing that got probably the most work is what I have been working on to get to the end of this row. Because I'm on the wrong side of the road, it is just a purl back row, so there's no counting. But this is the Croquentor by Isolde Teague. My words are having a hard time today. Sometimes that is a fibromyalgia thing where the words don't come out as easy as I'd like them to. Croquentor by Isolde Teague, and it is in Black Trillium silken lace, and it is a perfect color for me. it is one that uses lace, and so it is yarn overs just placed throughout, but it means that you have to count and add them. Kind of like that Starry Night shawl that everybody was doing a while back. So you're adding various yarn overs. When I hold it back, you can see all the dots on from the light in the background. You're adding in all these yarn overs, and so it's kind of like a secret code as you're going. Every row, I go and look at my list and see, okay, it's going to be, I do 8, do a yarn over, and then do 20 to get to the next marker, because I have it all divided up by markers, and whatever that row's code is, then I can count and go across, and it's no problem. And the pearl back rows are the same every time. So it's not that hard. It's just there's a bit of counting, and it's not hard counting. So I was able to do it while I was watching TV, even TV I wanted to pay attention to. So it is a lovely shawl. It's totally keeping my attention, even though I have to count. And I love the way that it is making arcs with beautiful yarn. So I think that it is going to be the most lovely shawl ever. I still have tons and tons and tons of yarn. I am using a yarn that is slightly lighter weight. No. Slightly heavier weight than what was called for. And I have, somehow I think I'm going to be able to make the larger size even with less yarn. Somehow I figured it out because I still have so much yarn. So I'm going to go ahead and do the optional extra bit, which I'm almost to that optional extra bit, which is going to give me another section of rows now, add in some extra increases, and I think I think I will be fine with how much yarn I still have left, because my skein was oversized anyhow. So I'm excited for that it will be a nice, generous sized shawl. So it's lovely. Aren't those colors just totally me? I'm really excited for it. So those are the 3 things on my needles. The shawl that I am wearing is the Nuvem. I think I've shown this to you not too long ago. I think I may have shown it to you since I resumed podcasting. This is the Nuvem shawl by Martina Baim in some Knit Picks lace weight, and it's getting warm, so I'm taking it off now. It is done in a big circle from the inside out, and this is the one that I did some visible mending on because of carpet beetles. Maybe I've just posted this on Instagram just recently. Maybe I didn't do it on the podcast. So there was damage on that spot, and it's all lovely beaded. And there's damage on this end. And so I patched it up there. And it's really sad, but this was one of my very, very favoriteest shawls, and I could not see throwing it out just for the holes. So, visible mending. That's what I ended up doing. And I mean, there was not a way that I was going to be able to fix it and make it perfect. So I did it in a way that was interesting. It looks like some Muppet that has a purple mouth took a bite out of it, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. I decided that was going to be enough. So, that is my Nuvem. All right, so that is the yarnings that I have for you, I think. I don't know what I'm casting on next. Sagas of Geekery. We got this new game called Altiplano. It is a game with alpacas, and there is a large alpaca, and he's so cute. She's so cute. I named her Alexandria, and she is the start player marker. And you actually get to do things in the game like feeding your alpacas and then they produce wool. And so depending on what actions you do, your worker placement options, you can have a whole course of feeding your alpaca to get wool, turning the wool into using that to make with spindles to make blankets. It's awesome. So there's other things you can do too, but it's set in what would be what it would be now, Peru. So it's really fun. So Altiplano is the name of the game. It is a strategy game, and if you are into strategy games, you can look it up on Board Game Geek. Now watching season finales. So far, a lot of my season finales have made me cry. Like big, huge tears kind of crying. So that makes me a little hesitant to watch a couple of the others that are on my TiVo, because I have easily succumbed to tears. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Arrow. I have Blindspot still. The Resident was really good. I have a handful of episodes still to watch before I get to the Once Upon a Time ending, but I knew that I would watch that. But Hulu still was saving a pile of those. I have Grey's Anatomy still to watch. So it's the end of the season. The 100 is back. So we're watching that. So yeah, just checking things out. The Reverie is a new show that's coming up on the 30th, the 31st, I don't know, on NBC, which we saw the commercials for because we've been watching Timeless, which, oh my word, Timeless is such an amazing show. And if you haven't been watching it, Hulu has it. History and time travel, really good. But Reverie has Sarah Shahi from Person of Interest on it, and I'm looking forward to checking that one out because that will be a summer show. I haven't chosen what my next rewatch will be. I just finished rewatching Person of Interest, which that came right with seeing Sarah Shahi on the commercials for Reverie. So some fanciful chatter. I am continuing to play with eye makeup, and today's look is nice and purple. Let's see if I can brighten this up a little bit here. I've got some sparkles on my eyelids, and I used a beautiful purple color, which is underneath all of the knitting here. I used this color, which is a blush called Rain. Yes, a purple named Rain from Colourpop, all around my eyes. And then this one is a sparkle. It's a loose shimmer dust that has a ton of sparkle in it, and a setting spray. And then you press that into your eyes, and that's what gives the sparkle on the eyelids. So that was fun. It was a fun look to play with on a morning that I was going to go to brunch and cover my light up again now, because then when I put my glasses back on, I still get a soft glow because I have a soft scarf over here that I used for my snow from Once Upon a Time Disney bounding, Dapper Day look, and that tempers down the light on that side. Anyhow, that's my fanciful chatter, my pretty look on my eyes. But that was a fun one. I'm also wearing earrings from, oh, I had it. She's going to be at ZK this year as an actual vendor. Oh, I can't remember her name now. I said it to Eric this morning at breakfast, and I can't get it. I'll put it in the notes on the YouTube page. And speaking of fanciful chatter, as we move into Book of Cooking, I got this cookbook, the Sweet Apolita Bake Book, and when I looked through it from the library, it just made me think of something that would make me very happy to look through. It is fanciful chatter in a cookbook. It just is very, very mermaids and unicorns and sprinkles and watercolors and Christininess. And draw on your cake like a chalkboard, and it's very fanciful. And so while I may not make all of these cakes, it may not come down to the mintiest meringue cake being my favorite cake ever. It may inspire some cheerful moments for me, and that might be enough reason to have bought the books secondhand. Amazon lets you buy used copies of books, and this one had a little more damage in my mailbox than it did from the place that it came from. My mail lady had it all jammed crazily in my teeny tiny mailbox. This was in our square mailbox. It got pressed between some things, and it's okay now. But, so this is the Sweet Apolita Bake Book by Rosie Alaya. And the reason that I had looked at this one was because when I got sprinkles for my birthday cake, they came from Sweet Apolita. These are, one of them is a twinkle sprinkle medley, and one is just a sprinkle medley. This one is Pop-Tart, and this one is Wanderlust, and they both went on my birthday cake. Different spots. So, all connected. Also in Book of Cooking, Eric's been roasting vegetables on the weekend, and then we've had things to put in both hand tacos on salads as sides, and that's been really nice. He's been super helpful with that. He's been doing some of his cooking on Mondays when he, in between projects at work, because he works from home on Mondays, and that's been really nice. So it's been fun to see what kinds of things he's enjoyed learning to cook. He's always known kind of what he likes, and made the same kind of things, and now he's been branching out a little bit, and we've been finding some combinations that we both like, and he's been executing all of the prep work and the tasks, and it's been great. So that's been fun. He did a cheesecake last week, and I put magic shell and raspberry jam on the top of it, and that worked really good. And I successfully cooked rice in the rice cooker again after the first time I tried, where I didn't have the insert in it, and we thought we had destroyed the rice cooker. That was a few months ago, and we let it be in timeout for a while. Oh, so, what else? I think those are all the exciting things. My planner didn't get much excitement in it this week. It just had washi tape and a few stickers, but I did buy some more stickers when I went to Joann's this week, so maybe next week we'll have some more love to it. I've got a couple days where I'm going to be out of the house and have some extra time to just relax, go over some library books, and do some prep for things that will need to go with me to CK. And I am just moving forward on all the things that I'm looking forward to be doing in the next month or two or whatever. So I hope that some of those things will include sharing them with you. All right, you guys, so you can follow me around the internet. I have been posting more of the show notes for the podcast on the YouTube channel, so that's youtube.com/KDLB. You can see all of my pictures on Instagram. I am KDLB, just the letters there. I'm on Twitter the same way. The Yarnings page on Facebook always gets updated when I post a new episode, and I do post it on yarningspodcast.com as well. So if you'd like to follow any of those places and you want to give a comment and say you've been watching, that does make my day. I do love to hear from you, so that I appreciate that. So I guess until next time, that's the story. Bye, guys.